Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode of Friday Night Pioneer, we're gonna pioneer our good old mono black WasteNot deck. But no longer mono black, we're gonna splash a little bit of blue in for the Kavaero Mindbending Superior Spider-Man combo with Deceit. So Deceit is basically a black card that we're going to play for 2 mana just to Thoughtseize our opponent. But with Kavaero in the deck, we now can kind of replay him to get rid of any sort of pesky permanence on board, as well as making our opponent discard again. And that is really traditionally where this mono black deck falters. With this now, we can really get our opponent to discard, kind of tempo them down, get rid of all things that they may have on the board, and overwhelm them exactly by that perfect strategy. Now, in order to get there, though, the whole deck is going to have a lot more discards. In the early game, that's focused on a 1-mana discard, like Thoughtseize and Duress. And we also got a new card that I need to slot in 4 of. The Shredder's Revenge. Make our opponent discard 2 cards, or we draw 2 cards. A lot of times, you might, believe it or not, even though we're a discard deck, we want to draw cards. So instead of making our opponent discard, we want to be able to draw into our WasteNot and win the game from there. So, actually crazy combo, or not combo, right? Crazy tech with this deck. I cut all the Bandit's talents out down to 1. Bandit's talents seems like a good card, but honestly, it's a win more. If you're not making your opponent discard, then you're not doing it right. So at level 2 or level 3, they're not discarding. They're just losing life, and I don't need them to lose life. Well, they will lose out on their will to fight at some point. And I don't need to draw extra cards in level 3 and paying that much mana, because I'll just kill them with Deceit and Kavaero. So I don't really need the Bandit's Talent, and the 2 mana making our opponent discard a card is much better done through the Deceit than the Bandit's Talent itself. So that is where this combo kind of changes. And the last thing that I had to adjust with this deck, since we're splashing blue, how do we get blue mana in the deck, right? So it was a mono black, now it's not. So there's a lot of lands that we actually had to adjust. But let's first talk about the deck list. So turn 1, we got our 2 Duress and 4 Thoughtseize. Of course, we need all that to get into our opponent's hand. It's important to have this not only to make our opponent discard a card starting at turn 1, we also need to see what our opponent's doing, right? Knowing what our opponent's deck is tells us how to play around that. Are they a graveyard deck? Are they an aggro deck? Are they a control deck? Are they a combo deck? So there are a lot of things that these 2 cards, very sort of a hidden strategy, is not about just the discard, but the card information. It's like a 1-mana telepathy for our side and not our opponent's side. So that's the idea. Also put in 2 Cling to Dust just to exile our opponent's graveyard. That's gonna be pretty important in a lot of matchup, like those cheese fangs, right? Cling to Dust. Definitely take out their cheeses. We also have 4 battle at the... Well, what am I saying? This is just Fatal Push. 4 Fatal Push. And that's obviously important against aggro. We need to push out their creatures so we don't die that early. That's our turn 1 play. Turn 2, of course, a Dream. For 4 WasteNots. You want to have 4 WasteNots. We want to have play your WasteNot exactly when you have 2 mana, because that's where all the deck gets turned on. But if you don't have that, it's not the end of the world. This deck does not have to rely on WasteNot, because another turn 2 play that we can do, Deceit. Make them discard a card. And also card information. Very important. So that with 2 Duress, 4 Thoughtseize, and 4 Deceit, we definitely get to look at our opponent's hand and figure out what they're doing. Not only what their deck is, but what is currently in their hand and what their current strategy could be. I also have just 1 Bandit's Talent. I'm trying this out to see if it's relevant or not still, and I'll talk about that in the endgame, whether I think it's useful or not. Going to turn 3 is where it gets tricky, right? So normally we have Go Blank. Go Blank is probably the best card when it comes to discard, because 3 mana to discard 2 cards for our opponent, which is a lot already. And if you combo this with a turn 2 WasteNot, yeah, that's a lot of value. And you exile their graveyard, so guess what? All the things I discarded does not help them anymore. Right, so that's something that we normally wanted to do. But now we also have Shredder's Revenge, so it's also discarding 2 cards. It does the same thing Go Blank does, just doesn't exile their graveyard. So if they're not like a Cheese Fang deck or something that's graveyard orientated, Shredder's Revenge should probably serve better because it's got modality. And then, of course, we also have 2 Liliana, and 2 Graveyard Trespasser just as a straggler from the original deck, which I still think is pretty useful at Graveyard Hate, but it's also a 3/3 ward that makes our opponent discard. Turn 2 WasteNot, turn 3 Graveyard Trespasser is also not a bad combo, because it makes your opponent think, what do they want to do? Do they want to get rid of it and give us more value, or do they just eat the Trespasser, right? So that's kind of the idea. Then go to 4 mana, of course, we got 2 Shelly. Sheoldred is always very good, but we also have 3 Kavaeros to copy our Deceit and win through that kind of strategy. And then land-wise, this is where it gets really tricky, because normally I just have swamps, but now I have two islands and 8 swamps. Of course, you need a lot more swamps, because the deck is mostly black, and we have 2 Castle Lockwing, which will come to play untap if we control a swamp. We also have 1 Orborg to make everything a swamp, on Takenuma to try to return Kavaeros or Deceit back from our graveyard, 4 Watery Graves, because that is our island swamp, our dual lands off the deck, technically a shock land, but it's fine, we're getting life from the Sheoldred. We have 3 Field of Ruin, right here, 3 Field of Ruin, 2 Fountain Pour, and 1 Gaia Reach Sanitarium. Now, this might look crazy because I'm only running 1 Gaia Reach, and I'm only running 2 Fountain Pours, but I definitely need to cut a lot of the colorless lands from the deck, because this is technically a 2-color deck at this point, and I don't really want that many islands, but there's islands in the deck for me to cast the blue side of the Deceit as well. So, all things considered, I do want to have blue mana to cast the 1 blue spell in the deck. Cast it twice, right? There's 7 of them that basically cast it 7 times if I wanted to. That's how I did the deck. Let's go into the game and see how well I actually do. Alright, our opponent is the Duracator. Very Duracated. Duracated to his craft. Well, somehow, right, we got the 1 island in the deck. I'm going first, but I can't keep this hand. Is it a keep? It's a keep. We'll put away the gold blank. If they have graveyard, I guess Cling to Dusk would do something. Yeah. Let's Duress him. What you playing there? Oh, let's look at Kavaero. No, Grease Fang deck. Okay, well, Cling to Dusk will do something. But that kind of means I don't need push. Right? Crazy as it sounds, I don't need push. So nothing really in the graveyard for me to hit. But maybe we Shredder's Revenge just to draw cards. Depends on what they do this turn. Mill 2 cards and gain 2 life. Alright, well. Nah, we'll just do the clean. WasteNot what your family can waste. I don't know. That's probably not the right way to say it. Ask not what your waste can waste, but bring back the WasteNot. I don't. Alright, so what does this do? The emptiness. Gets return a creature or -3/-3. Cool. Collector's Vault. Pretty scary. Alright, what am I gonna get here? Not a land, unfortunately. That might have been very important to hit there. So, you know what? Discard 2 cards. I would like to see what I can hit from your discard of the 2 cards. Discard 2 lands. It's giving me 4 mana? That's wild. Alright, if you're gonna give me 4 mana like that, I'm gonna get some zombies. And we'll do a little push. I got an extra mana anyways. Might as well push it. Push it real good. Yeah, that Collector's Vault's gonna hurt him. That's a GG. Good game. Alright, our opponent is lands A4, A7. Yeah, maybe there's too many non-basic lands. So you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I get to Duress and see what's going on. It's probably the most important thing in any of these matchups. There's a March, there's a Farewell. Do we just take the March and not let him get the Farewell? I do have another Duress, so. I also have a Get Lost. I don't know what I'm trying to do. We're gonna have to get lost. They're probably just gonna get lost us. There it is. Can I draw a swamp though? No, I cannot. Just throw the other WasteNot. It was like 3 cards in hand that answers our WasteNots. So we weren't gonna get anywhere far. Now please don't have another Get Lost so I can actually get some value out of our gold blanks. No blue though, so that's good, right? I can still get into disruption. Maybe they go after my land. Ooh. Well, first let me get that mana. Then let me force a draw. What do I discard here? Probably the land. I don't know. It's probably the land, right? Everything else is so good. Discards another land. The other land that he discarded is not as useful, so I guess I'll get the swamp out this time. Yep. Okay, I can go blank him. I guess fill out the mana with this more. I doubt he would discard lands here, so I don't think it matters as much. I don't think he has any lands left in his hand that he would discard, which would just mean card draw for me. I don't think there's creatures in that deck. I gotta draw 2 cards. Please let there be 1 land in there. Okay, I'll take that. He wanted to keep those cards. Let's find out what they are. Temporary lockdown and up the beanstalk, huh? How much do I care about? I mean, I don't care about the lockdown. You can play the lockdown, honestly. It'll be fine. We'll just Deceit it. If he wants the lockdown on the one WasteNot, I guess it's a thing that he can do. Now we make fish. Not even gonna talon him. Looks to be a reactionary deck. And I get my other land. Okay, cool. So, did we Deceit him? Let's attack first and see what's going on here. Pay with black. I would like to see what's in your hand that you wanted to keep. Is it a farewell? I mean, it can't be. There's a stick, so this is a playable. Sheoldred's Edict. Cool. You sure you didn't want to choose token there? I didn't even look at it. I forgot how Sheoldred's Edict works. But it worked well for me. Let's sack a token and draw a card. No, it was a land, which, I mean, it's still good. Okay. Let's make sure we tap this correctly. So, blue, black. Thank you, auto tapper. That should be all the mana. Kavaero. Well, our opponent's roping. So, we would like a Deceit. And we would like our Deceit to bounce your temporary lockdown so that we can get our WasteNot back and then get rid of your temporary lockdown. There. And I have to draw a card. What a turn. What a turn. Guess we're done. Right? I don't think I'm going to play a Talon here. Also, I don't think I'll ever run down a Talon. It just dies to the lockdown and give him a reason to lock down more than just the one WasteNot. Whereas I can just kill him with the Kavaeros. Land. Would you like to block with your Restless Cottage? He doesn't block. Did he break my Gaia Reach? He did break my Gaia Reach. So, guess we have to go through this the long way. Fish! Actually, at some point I can just Talon now, right? That's GG. At some point I can Talon out and draw extra cards, because he's not holding any card in his hand. Alright, our opponent is Rat. Stender bearing Rat. Opponent goes first. I do have a Thoughtseize. I might have a little too many Fields of Ruins, honestly, with this deck. But you never know. Oh, okay. He's already nicing himself. Like, oh, look at my nice place. Oh, look at that. Quarry Steel, Soul Scar Mage, and Boomerang Tactic. What am I doing next turn? This. We're gonna hurt ourselves like crazy here. I mean, he could. We have to play this on 2 black. Because otherwise we could just play the Quarry Steel Cutter again, right? Oh boy, okay. Well, I guess then we discard the Emberheart Challenger? Because that card is challenging us. I can hope he draws dead. But he probably top deck a land and make us regret our life. Second Quarry Steel Cutter. Alright, so you're telling me there's a chance. Let's get rid of that hand, shall we? Alright, as long as he doesn't draw chaining spells, we might have a... Oh man, that's a lot of as long as. He's just gonna equip. Start hitting us with the good old monster. Alright, you know what? This is not too bad, right? So, we'll take black, blue. Good old, I have a Deceit as well. Kind of hand. Alright, I guess we bounce one of the cutters. And, oh, there's a lot of cutters. Well, what do you know? He's got a cutter full hand. He needs to hold his 1-drop spells and his lands. He drew a land. Then he didn't do anything, which is great for us, but also very scary. We're gonna have to Thoughtseize him. Down to 5 too. Don't have that many life gains in his deck. I'm just dying to literally anything that's gonna happen to us. It's gonna equip. Okay. Would he attack? Just okay. He's like, let me use up all my mana. Now, do we break this Fields of Ruin on this Verge? Just get us an additional mana of any kind here? You know what? Any mana is better than the Field of Ruin mana, so let's do it. I don't think he'll have no basic lands in his deck. Do I need 2 blue? No, I have plenty of blue. And then we'll Cling. Orborg. And another Thoughtseize. Okay, well, there's a lot of dead cards, so I don't really like that too much. Do I even have enough? I gotta escape 5 cards. I don't have enough. If I draw, I take too much damage here. But he's holding a card. Ooh, okay, that is a life gain. What am I saying? I don't have life gain. Alright, well, Thoughtseize him first. See what he's got. His 1 card in his hand is a land. Alright, so now we're down to 3. It's very close to dying. We got our Shelly out. And he does have a lot of mana, but Shelly will do Shelly things. Oh, and a Gaia Reach? Gaia Reach will also do Gaia Reach things. Ooh, Okay, so no, I'm not gonna attack, but do I want to draw a card? Yeah, I draw a card, I gain 1 life. I get a Thoughtseize. It's also pretty important here, since he's keeping a card in his hand. I need to know what it is. I'll go down to 4. Will he be able to... No, he cannot kill me at 4. It is another land. Alright. Those lands are tripping me up, but I do need to know this information. He says go. We'll both draw a card and discard a card. Second Shelly. Oh, now he's just gonna quit. Alright. Well, we stalled out against this rat. Worst rat in history. Alright, our opponent is Kikaso. Taisetsu na mono, protect my balls. I don't know how many people is gonna know that reference. It's not really that new a reference. We'll go first. Can I draw land number 2? There's 2 Deceits that we're gonna need land number 3 technically. Second Swamp for. And then all I have really is a Bandit's Talent. Going first and not being able to play anything feels bad. But if I just roll a land, right, it all kind of fixes itself. It's really tricky. You know what? I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit here, but I don't like not having a Duress on turn 1. There is 2 Duress and like 4 Thoughtseize, but I guess we don't need those, right? We need Thoughtseize where we're going. Mana Screw land. No, they're red. Okay. Yeah, right. I knew I wasn't gonna draw it. Okay, so we're gonna go to Mana Screw land. Pretty fun. They're playing the deck. The deck that don't require any thoughts. Our deck require a lot of thoughts, and we're gonna draw that land. We're not gonna draw that land. We're just gonna leave. Alright, our opponent is Dark Paladin 11, the Mire. We go first. 1 black pip, but there's a WasteNot, so I think we go with it. I'm still scared, right? I could very easily get Mana Screwed, and that's something to think about. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I mean, I gotta take this, but I don't know what happens after this, but that is a handful of bombs. Waste not what your life can waste, but I don't know what else I can say. Ooh, oh boy, okay, that is an insane draw right here. So, I would like you to discard 2 cards, please. I don't think he's going to discard a land, so I get to draw 2 cards here. It would be insane if he discards a land. Yeah, I get to draw 2 cards. Which will help us a lot. But we're going to get hit by the Aang's Iceberg? No, Phyrexian Arena. Phyrexian Arena isn't too bad, I think, for what we are facing here. Because what I plan to do is probably the Watery Grave. Yeah, I'll shock into Watery Grave for this. And then we'll Shredder's Revenge him again. Discard 2 cards. And most likely he's going to keep either Aang or Battlefront. Yeah. Which means I draw 2 cards. And I only get 1 more mana, but I can Duress his last card. There. Now he does draw 2 cards a turn, so it's not as though I'm out of the woods yet. He gets pump out value with the Phyrexian Arena, and he might just top deck Battlefront anyways. But if he doesn't, lots of ifs, but if he doesn't, right? Like, oh boy, okay. So he didn't try to Battlefront me, which is pretty good for me. And now we Liliana off the Veil.
Happy to help. But
I don't think I need Thoughtseize now that we get rid of his cards.
We'd rather
I'm getting 2 more mana. Not using that mana for anything, so might as well cling. I don't even know what I cling here. Oath? It might be a reanimating graveyard kind of deck, right? So, Oath is one of it. The other one is Aang. I draw my Field of Ruin. Shambling Vent. I can break his Shambling Vent. I don't think I need to do that. He's breaking my Fountain Ports. Do I need the other island? Yeah, I mean, all of my lands are going to be swamps with the Orborg up. So I have no issue with any of this. He is going to draw 2 cards a turn. Again, it's hard to help. Hard to fight the 2 cards a turn, and one of them's Battlefront. Yeah. Like I said, eventually we'll draw it.
When I win, you're telling me what you know about the Raven Man.
There's no creature here with any of these cards, so I think this is fine. Now, he's not going to tick up Liliana, is he? He is going to tick up Liliana.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I have a land to play next turn. He's giving me more cards. Now break your vent. Let's see who has more basic lands, shall we? Okay, I definitely need to play this, but I also wanted to play the Orborg this turn. So, take up Lily. What can I use this mana for? How much land? Well, how many cards I have in the graveyard? Seems like a lot, so I don't think it matters too much here. We'll have both of us draw and discard a card. Do I need the Thoughtseize? I don't need the Swamp. Well, I also don't need the Thoughtseize. It's also going. Phyrexian Arena. Ooh, Bandit's Talent. Bandit's Talent is huge. Now we're dealing damage to him.
You won't be outsmarting me.
I guess he gets to stack it, right? If he discards 2 lands somehow this turn, then I get the coin. I don't think he would. Him drawing 2 cards a turn is pretty annoying, but I guess we get to fight his Liliana with our Liliana. Each player discards a card.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Because our land will have to go. I'll draw a card because you discarded a... Huh. Why would he play his last land? Not sure. Now I can force him to discard whatever card he drew. Oh, that is a crazy card. I don't think I need this Cling, nor do I need this land, but just having land drops on the board usually is better. What can I even Cling? You know what? It's fine. It's probably gonna help me draw more cards anyways. Yeah. So here's another WasteNot. And I'll play a land. Lily goes to 5.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Alright, we're gonna drop our last Lily because of this Liliana, but I think we're still gonna be okay.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I'm drawing 2 cards. Oh, I'm sorry. That doesn't seem to work out too well for our opponent. I'll take it. Oh, and a Kavaero. That's insane. Alright, so we might as well Lily this now. You. Would you like to keep all your lands, all your Phyrexian Arena, and the Liliana? Seems to be pretty good, right? And he sacks all his lands because he thinks he's gonna get there. Except he won't, so we'll take blue, blue, black, 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 black. That's why this isn't a deck. Only I get to Lily you. That's a GG. You sacked all your lands. I don't know where you think you were going with that. Not to victory. Alright, our opponent is Death Campaign. He's on a campaign of death. Not regular death, campaign. Alright, well, we got Fountain Pour, but no Duress. I have Thoughtseize, but our opponent's going first. That's really difficult. I'm gonna have to wish he's a graveyard deck because this does rip up graveyard decks. Control decks maybe a little bit. Anything else we're kind of screwed. So let's see. I wish that Fountain Pour was actually I wish the Cling was a Duress, but you know, or maybe if the Bandit Helen was Thoughtseize. Hey, we get to draw a card. So if this is actually a game that we're gonna play instead of our opponent roping out. Dude, what is this sleeve? Ew. Gross. Alright. Never mind, our opponent's gonna turn on Thoughtseize us. So if they take our Deceit, it would be pretty funny. Okay, they take Go Blank, so they might be a graveyard deck. We'll probably try to cling him. Oh, the browser's still here. My shame! Boseiju. Boseiju, nothing. Do I cling just to draw a card? I do like card draw. That is a double Thoughtseize. Do we go about it? Double Thoughtseize is double Thoughtseize. I mean, like, I don't imagine a world where I don't do that. Wow. Take his cash grab. He's gonna cash grab right now, which means that whatever he returns, I'm gonna take it. Like that Overlord. Yep. Oh, I can't take his land, huh? I can take his Bitter Triumph. Top deck, Greasefang Wing. He could do exactly that. I'll give him that. That's definitely something an opponent can do. I guess we Shredder's Revenge ourselves. If we actually have a game. Cheese Fangs are gonna cheese. He's gonna cycle. But if he cycles, kinda mean we gotta... Do we Deceit him here again? I guess so, right? Because our draw right now won't do anything. Okay, with 2 black. Well, he can hardcast this, so I don't want this hardcasted on me. He's gonna Thoughtseize me, but I don't really have much. He can take the Shredder's Revenge so that I don't draw cards. He took the Bandit's Talent. Interesting. He wants to keep his last card here. But I think I just Shredder's Revenge myself. Did he get greasy on me? Speaker. He's about to get greasy on me. But, No? No, that's not it. Yeah, that's definitely not it. Well, actually, I could do something fun. I could bounce this and return both in his hand. But how much do I care about the speaker, right? Because I could just... Yeah, I could just do this. Discard a card from your hand. And I'll just draw some more cards. Because I need a little bit more value. 2 Kavaeros. 2 Kavaeros? I got 2 Deceit. So... Alright, well, that's something we're going to have to do. I don't need to do this, right? Could be a bitter triumph. No, it's a land. Okay. Cannot make him discard the land, but... I can do this. Ooh. Why would I do that with an Overlord? 4/4 Overlord is pretty good. Oh, and a Shelly? I mean, you take a Shelly, right? I am kind of playing on the edge of my seat here, because anytime he draws a Grease Fang, we're going to get cheesed out. He didn't draw a Grease Fang, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 7 mana here. Maybe it's an... if I just attack. Is it worth it to just attack? This could be a land too. You know what? It's time to have... Is it time to have patience? I don't know. Definitely feels like an attack I should be having. Also, I'm milling myself out quite low. But it's important. Is it another land? It is another land, isn't it? Yeah. I knew it was going to be a land, but it'll be okay. You can use the mana to untap, but that's not going to do great. I just need 1 treasure, right? Then I have Kling and Sheoldred on board. Then you have no way to fight. So going to 4 here. Seeka's Chariot. I think the Chariot's fine. Not like I can counter or anything, so... Okay, treasure. Oh, now I get the WasteNot. 4,000 turns later, right? I'll take the Sheoldred. Sheoldred will have to do Sheoldred things. He has reanimation spells that I have to hit, and he has Grease Fangs I have to hit. Chariot hitting isn't too bad, because I can just block. If it's just a Chariot hit. Into the Sheoldred? That's kind of weird. I wonder what he's doing. Just a copy? It's also not advisable just to copy here, so... Not sure about what our opponent's trying to do, but we'll let him do what he wants to do. Seems to be an attack that he's adamant about going through. Oh, no, he's just gonna quit. Alright. I attack and then I quit. GG. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those wasted games, how does this deck feel? Well, I gotta say, this deck caught me off guard at how amazingly strong it is. Ridiculous. We stalled out against aggro. We stalled out against control. Well, stalled out is a bad way of phrasing it. We stalled the game out so that our opponent lost. Against aggro, against control, against combo, doesn't matter. They just get their whole hand shredded to pieces. It is Shredder's revenge after all. And yeah, there is so much that we can do now that Deceit and Kavaero is slotted into the deck that our opponent's hand is really not safe from us. Their deck's not really safe from us. Nothing they do is really ever safe from us. And that motorcycle outside is shouting is exactly what makes this deck insanely strong. Now, that being said though, there were a few things that as I was playing through the game, I found a middling that I think could be adjusted. Number one, with Bandit's Talent. Too many discard cards. Bandit's Talent seems to be a card that's in my hand almost always, and I just think, I don't need this. I don't need it. It doesn't matter, right? I don't need to deal 2 damage. My Sheoldred does that. I don't need to draw cards. I draw a lot of cards with castles. Eventually with where is it? WasteNot, right? So it's fine. I don't need Builder's Talent. It can go. I have Deceits that I want to play on turn 2, and that is what I want to do on turn 2. So that's where this card can really just go. Right? Cling to Dust, I think it's fine. I think really all of the games that we used to see Cling to Dust, it doesn't seem like it was doing anything, but that's fine. It is there for the matchups that where it does something, and against that Grease Fang deck, guess what? Even though it didn't look like I exiled their Grease Fang combo, but it was in the graveyard, it was an ever-present threat, and that's what stopped our opponent from trying to win. Right? I didn't try to hard fetch for a Grease Fang and win from there because they couldn't. The Cling will always clean them out. So those are the 2 cards in the early game that I really think could discuss in terms of adjustment. Liliana's great. we had the Liliana mirror match and we ult on them and did not let them ult on us. That was fun. And then Graveyard Trespasser was a card that I honestly did not hate. I said it was a straggler, but it was fine. She did her job, and it was a card that our opponent definitely needed to answer because it was a 3-mana 4/4, right? If they don't answer, it will kill them. So all this was fine. I don't think that any other card needs to change. Probably just Bandit's Talent. And after cutting a Bandit's Talent, maybe we put in like an extra Duress. Maybe we put in extra Liliana. Those are all the cards that I think could have been relevant in the deck. Then the land base. Land base is where it actually got kind of wonky. And the wonkiest side of that, I don't think I need this many islands. I think 1 or no island would work, right? The Deceit and Kavaero is cute, but honestly, like sometimes I just want Kavaero back and get the black side of the seed again. So I don't need that many blue mana. Fountain Ports can give us blue mana with the treasures. It's fine. 1 island, if I really need to fetch, would be enough. Even no island could work, right? So Swamps and Watery Grave, they're all good. Takenuma, it's fine. Castle Lockwind, Urborg, all fine. Field of Ruin, gotta go. It's so many games where I started the game off with 2 Field of Ruin, 1 Field of Ruin. I just wish I need to crack this as soon as possible to get a land. So yeah, Field of Ruin needs to go. I think that's a 1 or 2 offs at most. I mean, maybe 2 off if you're afraid of a lot of man lands in Pioneer, but just change it to a swamp, and then we get to cast a multi spell in the early game. That's where it gets really important. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. The Gyre Reach, you can have 2 off, but be a little bit careful, right? Gyre Reach is legendary land, so 2 off does not mean you can have both of them on the board. So it is definitely something that we do want to hit more off when we don't have it. But once you have it, you don't want more of it. No, that's yeah. I mean, that is the way I want to put it. So 24 lands in the deck total, and 2 carries should be okay if you want to do that. A lot of times you just get discarded anyways. The deck is super strong, and we don't have to win with WasteNot, and that's something that I never thought I had to say about a WasteNot deck. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.